alihi wa sallam. Your Highness Hazrat al-Alam, my brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It's not befitting for somebody like me to speak in front of my Shaykh, but as I've been called out, I must honour that calling out by spending a couple of minutes in Hazrat al-Alam's presence and in front of all of you. One's life is quite amazing, actually. Last night, when belatedly I attended Hazrat al-Alam's presence in Nottingham after too many days of absence, as Hazrat al-Alam were leaving Nottingham, they asked me, when will you see me again? And I had a few priorities which obligated me to stay away from Hazrat al-Alam for the next few days, but I couldn't say any more than, Hazur, I'll try to see you tomorrow, inshallah. I was worried because I had 2 or 3 very important things to do today, important to me, as I'm sure there are many important things in everybody's lives. But lo and behold, less than 24 hours later, I am in the presence of Hazrat al-Alam, and that is no good deed on my part. It was the fact that they remembered me yesterday, they called me yesterday, and they have today brought me here today. Subhanallah. And it reminds me of the message that we were being given in Hazrat al-Alam's presence yesterday, that somebody was surprised that a wolf could talk to a person. But the surprising thing was that the wolf gave the message yesterday in yesterday's speech. The wolf gave the message to the person that the wolf was surprised that such a beautiful blessing was given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the noble person of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, that the wolf found it surprising that a human being could stay away from that blessing and indulge in those life obligations that one does. And today's happenings in my life made me realize that I was like that guy in front of the wolf yesterday. And if somebody doesn't know the story, in one of the bayans yesterday, somebody mentioned that there was a man, he was tending to his sheep. A wolf came, snatched his sheep away. The man got the sheep back from the wolf to say, well, actually that's my sheep, it's not yours. The wolf spoke to the person to say, well, actually, who are you to call me? Why am I taking this away? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made that as food for me. And the person became very surprised that the wolf was talking to them. But the wolf didn't just stop there. The wolf said, actually, I find it very surprising that you're here when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam are reigning in Medina Park. So that's the gist of the story yesterday. Yeah. So I was realizing today that when I said to my Shaykh yesterday that, Hazur, I'm very busy, later on it dawned on me that who am I to say that I am busy with all of my life when my Shaykh and the... I can't speak enough about my Shaykh. It's just enough for me to say that when my Shaykh is here, I am too busy with my life. But I don't find that too surprising, the fact that I had that realization. What is amazing, my brothers, is that when my Shaykh asked me last night, when will you see me again? They wanted to see me today. They made it possible for me to do all of my priority things today. I spent the 3 hours that I needed to do with my mother, I spent the time that I needed to do with my children, and I did all of the things that I needed to do today, and still they made it possible for me to be in their presence today. We've had many messages today. One very important message that the speaker before me and the speaker before them pointed out, that we can all stand up and give lots of very important messages, and those messages seem that the person who's giving the message is actually giving the message to everybody else. These messages, my brothers, are for ourselves. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our presence here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to realize the preciousness of these moments that our Hazur Qibla Alam spend with us. They are more valuable to us than 10 lifetimes, 20 lifetimes, many, many lifetimes. And I take my hat off to all those people who many honourable brothers who stop their lives at the time that the plane arrives at Heathrow Airport, and their lives continue to stop until that aeroplane lifts off from Heathrow Airport. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me and give all of us that sense of duty that some of our brothers have, and may that help us to connect us to our Shaykh, and through that connection to help us to connect to Medina Pak.
वही सबसे लिखी